Hi, hello, happy Monday, everyone. I'm outside again, obviously, and I'm on this nice new hammock that my mom just bought. It's so nice out here, guys. So nice, I love it, and you're gonna see me rocking back and forth because I'm in a hammock. This week, I want to talk about comedy because I'm really mad at myself for consistently failing to mention Monty Python in any of my videos so far. I'm mad at myself for that, and so we're gonna talk about comedy now. Monty Python really is the basis for all of my comedic taste. Because I grew up with Monty Python. My dad loved it, and he had. I don't remember when we got The Holy Grail, the video, on DVD, but we got it when I was young, and we watched it constantly. And it was a presence in my house, and the only one who didn't like it was my mom. So I grew up on Coconuts and Patsy and the Pythons, and it was great. Half the time, our dinner table conversation turned into a session of quoting the Holy Grail. I'd quote some right now, but my British accent is probably kind of terrible. I have the big, it's like this thick, big Monty Python autobiography in which Graham Chapman writes from beyond the grave. And I actually did get around to watching some of Fawlty Towers recently, which John Cleese is in, and it's just as good as Monty Python. And if you haven't watched it yet, you should. Other humorous things I like. Portal. Portal's one of the funniest video games ever. Mostly because of GLaDOS. GLaDOS, the robots in general. I'm trying so hard not to make a space reference right now. The deadpan style in which all of the dialogue is delivered and how serious everything is, and yet not at the same time. Like, if you've played Portal 2 and heard any of Cave Johnson's dialogue, that's basically Portal humor, and that's what I love about it. Mostly I just wanted to talk about Monty Python to make up for all the times that I didn't. Jesus Chrysler, how did I not mention Douglas Adams until right now? How? This is really embarrassing. I'm being a really bad nerd right now. I'm sorry, guys. When I was little, I played a video game of his, a computer game, called Starship Titanic. It was the greatest thing I'd ever played, and I loved it, and I played it constantly. It was so much fun. And there was there were robots everywhere. The whole ship was robots, and you were the only person on there, and there was a parrot. A storyline in the game involved you going up to the engine room, finding a flock of starlings, running them through the engines into a puree, and then you would run the puree down to the cabins, take a chicken, put it underneath the starling puree, and then give the parrot the chicken with the starling puree on it. It was something to that effect. And all I know is that you had to puree a flock of starlings, and now every time I see a flock of starlings, I laugh. It was the greatest video game I'd ever played, and I'm so sad that no one seems to remember it, and I can't play it anymore because it's obviously for old Mac, and no one's ported it to anything new yet. Like, Myst got an update for DS, but no one remembers Starship Titanic. And I don't think I need to say anything about Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I think you guys already know what an awesome book that is. So, I'm going to leave it at that about Douglas Adams. Even though he's an amazing man, you can't just leave it at that with him. I lied about reusing topics last week, I guess. But that's okay. It'll happen eventually, just keep an eye out. And I will see you all next week.